Good day everyone, I am Ma'am Hazel and I will be your teacher in this video lesson. Here are the objectives in this video lesson. At the end of the lesson, students are expected to first, define geometric mean. Second, find the geometric means of a given sequence. And C, solve problems involving geometric mean. Before we proceed to geometric mean, let us recall geometric sequence. So, ano ba ang naaalala nyo sa geometric sequence? Okay. So, a geometric sequence is a sequence where each term after the first is obtained by multiplying the preceding term by a fixed number. So, meron tayo ditong tinatawag na fixed number. So, ang fixed numbers na sinasabi dyan ay yung common ratio. Okay? So, kung sa arithmetic sequence, ang tawag dun sa constant na ina-add sa bawat term ay common difference. Sa geometric sequence naman, ang tawag sa kanya ay common ratio. Okay? So, tandaan yan. Common ratio. So, let us first have an example or illustration of a geometric sequence. So, makikita ninyo dito na meron tayong group of stars. Sa unang box, we have only one star. Sa second box naman, we have 2 stars. And then sa third box, we have 4 stars. And then sa fourth and last box, we have 8 stars. So, ano yung napapansin ninyo dito? Come to think of it. Okay? So, from the first term, or first box, I mean, 1, nagmultiply tayo ng 2. So, 1 times 2 is equal to 2. From 2 naman, we multiply the same number, 2, to get 4. And then, 4 times 2 again, we get 8. So, we have similar numbers here na minultiply natin sa bawat term. Times 2, and then times 2. So, itong tatlong 2 na to, yan ay yung common ratio ng geometric sequence na ito. Okay? So, common ratio is 2. So, from this illustration, let us get the geometric sequence formed. So, that is 1, 2, 4, and 8. So, these are a sub 1, a sub 2, a sub 3, and a sub 4. So, a sub 1, which is 1, is the first term. And then, a sub 4, which is 8, is the last term. What about the second and the third terms, 2 and 4? So, 2 and 4 are the geometric means. And from this example, we can define geometric means. So, geometric means are terms between two given terms in a geometric sequence. So, the first example, find the geometric mean of 4 and 16. So, in this example, we're going to find one geometric mean. So, the sequence will be 4, m, then 16. M is a geometric mean. So, the first step is to make a proportion. So, that will be 4 over m is equal to m over 16. So, we will first cross multiply 4 and 16 and then m and n. So, that will be 4 times 16 is equal to m times m. Now, what is the product of 4 and 16? Okay, 4 times 16 is 64, and then m times m is m squared. So, since the exponent of m is 2, we will get the square root of 64 and m squared. So, what is the square root of 64? Okay, so the square root of 64 is plus minus 8. So you will be wondering, why there is plus minus here. Okay? So, remember that if the exponent and the index here is even, it is automatically plus minus. Okay? So, if you square a negative, answer will be positive. Okay? So, m is equal to plus minus 8. So, using this plus minus 8 here, we will form two possible sequences, which is 4, 8, and 16, or 4, negative 8, and 16. Okay? Remember that if the number of terms is odd, then the common ratio could be positive or negative. So, in this sequence, 4, 8, 16, the common ratio here is positive 2. On the other hand, 4, negative 8, and then 16, the common ratio here is negative 2. So that will be 4 times negative 2 is negative 8, and then negative 8 times negative 2 is positive 16. So the geometric mean of 4 and 16 is positive negative 8. Nakuha ba yung unang example? So, kung oo, let's proceed to the second one. Insert two geometric means between 3 and 192. This time, dalawa na yung hinahanap na geometric mean. So, hindi natin pwedeng ma-apply yung unang step dito. So, what are the steps to follow in finding geometric means? First step is to identify the given, which includes the first term, the last term, and the number of terms. Second is to find the common ratio R by substituting the given to this equation. A sub n is equal to a sub 1 times R raised to n minus 1. And the third step, after you found the value of R, find the missing terms by multiplying the first term by the common ratio. Okay? So, let us apply these steps in this example. Okay. So, since we are looking for two geometric means, there should be two spaces between 3 and 192. We represent these two geometric means by m sub 1 and then m sub 2. So, let's have our first step. Identify the given. So, what are the given in this sequence? Of course, we have 3. We have 3, which is the first term, or a sub 1. And then, 192, which is the fourth term. So, that is a sub 4. Kasi 1, 2, 3, 4. So, pang-apat siya. And then, the number of terms, n, is equal to 4. Now, we have our given. We will now solve for the common ratio. So, find common ratio R by substituting the given in this equation. So, let us first substitute n. So, our n is 4. So, a sub n will become a sub 4. And then, n minus 1 will become 4 minus 1. Then, we have a sub 4, value for a sub 4, which is 192. And a sub 1 is 3. Then, simplify 4 minus 1, that will become r raised to 3. So, we have 192 equals 3r cubed. Okay? So, next is to divide both sides by 3. So, dividing both sides by 3, we will get 64 equals r cubed. So, bakit 64? Because 192 divided by 3 is 64. Now, hindi pa tayo natatapos dito. We still have to find the value for r. So, since yung exponent niya ay 3, we will get the cube root of both sides. So cube root of 64 equals the cube root of r cube. So cube root of 64 is 4. So that is r is equal to 4. Therefore, ang common ratio natin ay 4. So we will use this to find m sub 1 and then m sub 2. Now we have our step 3, solving for the missing terms. So m sub 1 can be solved by multiplying the first term and the common ratio. So our first term is 3 times 4, that is 12. So our m sub 1 is 12. And then, let us solve for m sub 2. M sub 2 is the product of m sub 1. The number or the term before m sub 2 is m sub 1 times r. So, substitute natin. R is 4, m sub 1 is 12. So, getting their product, we will get 48. Therefore, 12 and 48 are geometric means between 3 and 192. So, nakuha ba? Let us proceed to example number 3. Identify 3 geometric means between 625 and 1. So, since we're going to find 3 geometric means, the sequence will be 625, m sub 1, m sub 2, m sub 3, and 1. Okay? So, same procedure. We will first identify the given. So, what are the given in this sequence? Okay, so first given here is the first term, or this a sub 1, which is 625. Next given. Okay, next given is 1, or the a sub 5. And of course, the number of terms, n, is equal to 5. Now, we will use this given to find the common ratio, r. We will substitute this given in this equation. A sub n is equal to a sub 1 times r raised to n minus 1. So, let us first substitute n. So, that will be a sub 5 is equal to a sub 1 times r raised to 5 minus 1. Okay? Now, we have value for a sub 5, which is 1, and then a sub 1, which is 625. We will now substitute these two given here in this equation. So, that will be 1 is equal to 625 times r raised to 4. Since we're going to find the value of r, we will divide both sides by 625. So, divides by 625, that will be 1 over 625 is equal to r raised to 4. Okay? Now, we will find the fourth root of 1 over 625 and r raised to 4 to find the value of r. So, what is the fourth root of 1 over 625? Okay, so that is plus minus 1 over 5. Bakit meron tayo ditong plus minus? That is because we are looking for the fourth root. Kapag yung index and yung exponent na nandito ay even, automatic that will be plus minus. Okay? So, our common ratio now will be plus minus 1 over 5. And we will use this to find m sub 1, m sub 2, and m sub 3. Let us now identify 3 geometric means if r is positive 1 over 5. Okay? Later on, we are going to use negative 1 over 5. Okay? So for now, if r is equal to 1 over 5, let's solve for the missing terms. Okay, so to find the value of m sub 1, okay, the first geometric means, that will be r times 625, or the term preceding m sub 1. So, substitute natin yung 1 over 5. That will be 1 over 5 is times 625. So, that is 125. So, that is our m sub 1 or the first geometric mean. Now, to find m sub 2, that is the product of the common ratio and m sub 1. Okay? So, substitute natin yung r and then yung m sub 1. That is 1/5 times 125. Then, multiplying them, we will get 25. Okay? Last, m sub 3 is equal to r times m sub 2 or yung pangalawang geometric mean. That is 1/5 times 25. So, what is the product of 1/5 and 25? Correct. So, that is 5. Okay. So, we have m sub 1 is equal to 125. We have m sub 2 equals 25. And then m sub 3 is equal to 5. So, if r is equal to 1/5, then the geometric means between 625 and 1 are 125, 25, and 5. Now, let us have our fourth example. Insert two geometric means between 4 and 500. But, I want you to pause this video and then solve nyo yung two geometric means na hinahanap dito. Okay? So, pause this for a while and then after you finished, you proceed watching this video to check whether your answers are correct. Are you done solving for the geometric means? So if yes, you may proceed watching this video. So our fourth example is to insert two geometric means between 4 and 500. That is m sub 1 and then m sub 2. Okay? So let's proceed to first step, identifying the given. So our given here are 4. 4 is the first term, and then 500, which is the fourth term, and then the number of terms, 4. Okay? So let us now solve for the ratio by using this equation. So a sub n is equal to a sub 1 times r raised to n minus 1. So substituting, we will derive to this equation. A sub 4 is equal to a sub 1 times r raised to 4 minus 1. Then, ang a sub 4 natin is 500 and then a sub 1 is 4. Now, we will get 500 equals 4 times r cubed or 4r cubed. Then, we will divide both sides by 4. So, that will become 500 divided by 4 is equal to 4r cubed over 4. So, 500 divided by 4 is 125. Now, the exponent of r is 3. So, we will get the cube root of both sides. So, that is the cube root of 125 is equal to the cube root of r cubed. So, ano ba ang cube root ng 125? So, cube root of 125 is 5. So, the common ratio is 5. Did you get the same answer with this one? I hope yes. So, let us use r is equal to 5 in finding the missing terms. So, m sub 1 is the product of 4 and the ratio. So, that is 5 times 4 equals 20. And then, m sub 2 is r times m sub 1, the ratio 5, and then m sub 1, 20. So, the product is 100. Now, we have 20 and 100 as geometric means between 4 and 500. Did you get the same answers? That's it. I hope you learned something today. Don't forget to answer your assignment and make a short reflection about the topic for this module.